It is July 20th, 1944. The air inside the wolf's lair is heavy with pine, sweat, and cigarette smoke. Maps cover the walls, their red and blue arrows carving deep scars across Eastern Europe. German officers stand rigid as Adolf Hitler leans over the table, railing about betrayal and collapse. Beneath that table sits a leather briefcase. Inside it is a bomb. At 12:42 in the afternoon, the explosion tears through the room. Wood splinters, smoke, and dust fill the air. Men are thrown to the ground. When the smoke clears, Adolf Hitler does not rise. This time, the Führer is dead. But killing Hitler was never the most challenging part. Operation Valkyrie is often remembered as a failed assassination attempt, a last, desperate gamble as Nazi Germany collapsed around itself. But Valkyrie was far more than a bomb. It was a coup, a carefully prepared plan to seize control of the German state in a matter of hours, using the army itself as the instrument of regime change. So today, we're asking a different question. What if Operation Valkyrie succeeded? What if Hitler truly died on July 20th, 1944, and the conspirators moved fast enough to take power? Would the war have ended early? Would Germany have avoided total destruction? Or was it already too late? By the summer of 1944, Nazi Germany was strategically cornered. In the east, the Red Army is preparing Operation Bagration, a massive offensive that will soon obliterate Germany's Army Group Center. Soviet forces are advancing with overwhelming manpower, artillery, and air power. In the west, Allied troops have landed in Normandy. German defenses are stretched thin, bleeding experienced soldiers they cannot replace. Itol Allied bombers dominate the skies. German cities burn nightly. Rail yards and oil refineries are destroyed. Fuel shortages grounded the Luft. The war economy is unraveling. And yet, Adolf Hitler refuses to bend. He forbids retreats. He sacks generals who disagree with him. He demands loyalty instead of competence. For many officers in the Wehrmacht, one conclusion becomes unavoidable. Germany cannot survive with Hitler in command. The men behind Operation Valkyrie are not radicals. They are conservative officers, civil servants, and nationalists. Men who once served the regime but now see it driving Germany toward annihilation. Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, General Ludwig Beck, Karl Goerdeler, General Friedrich Kolbricht. They are not trying to save Nazism. They are trying to save Germany. Their goal is simple and desperate: remove Hitler, neutralize the SS, and end the war before Germany is wholly destroyed. Crucially, Operation Valkyrie already exists as an official emergency plan. It allows the reserve army to seize control in the event of internal unrest. The conspirators simply rewrite it. In their version, the SS has launched a coup. The army is ordered to restore order, arrest Nazi leadership, and secure the Reich. All they need is Hitler's death and speed. In this alternate timeline, the bomb is placed closer. The briefcase is not moved far enough away. The blast does its work. Hitler is killed instantly. Within minutes, word spreads through the wolf's lair. The Führer is dead. This changes everything. In real history, uncertainty saved the Nazi regime. No one knew for sure if Hitler had survived, and hesitation killed the coup. Here, there is no doubt. Stauffenberg leaves immediately, flying back to Berlin, convinced the mission has succeeded. And this time, he is right. In Berlin, Operation Valkyrie is activated without delay. General Albrecht issues orders the moment confirmation arrives. Communications centers are seized. Reserve army units move into position. SS headquarters are surrounded. Gestapo offices are occupied. Nazi officials are arrested in their homes. Most importantly, Joseph Goebbels is detained early. Without Hitler, and without the regime's most powerful propagandist, the Nazi leadership is effectively decapitated. Across Germany, Wehrmacht officers hesitate, then choose. Their oath was sworn personally to Adolf Hitler. With Hitler dead, that oath collapses. Many commanders choose order over chaos, army over ideology. By nightfall, Berlin is firmly under military control. The SS does resist, but only in fragments. Its units are scattered across Europe. Many are fighting at the front. Leadership is confused. Communications break down. Loyalty fractures without Hitler's authority. There are clashes. There is bloodshed. But there is no coordinated counter. Within days, the conspirators announced a provisional government. The Nazi party is dissolved. The SS is declared illegal. Germany is now ruled not by fanatics, but by men trying to salvage what little remains. The new government acts immediately. All offensive operations are halted. Defensive withdrawals are authorized. And secret envoys are sent west. Their goal is clear. They want to surrender to the Western Allies while continuing to resist the Soviets. They hope for a negotiated settlement. a preserved German state, protection from total Soviet occupation. But this is not 1918. The Western Allies have committed publicly to unconditional surrender. They deeply distrust any German government, led by former Wehrmacht elites. Still, reality intervenes. An early German collapse shortens the war. It saves lives. It limits destruction. The most likely outcome is not a negotiated peace, but accelerated surrender. Germany ceases resistance in the West. Major cities are open to Allied occupation. The war in Western Europe ended months earlier. In the East, however, there is no mercy. Stalin does not negotiate. The Red Army continues its advance, driven by momentum, vengeance, and overwhelming force. Even without Hitler, Germany lacks the manpower to stop them. But the nature of the collapse changes. Without orders to fight to the last man, organized withdrawals save millions of civilians. Refugees flee west in time. Cities like Berlin may avoid total annihilation. The Iron Curtain still falls, but it falls further east. In the end, a successful Operation Valkyrie does not save Nazi Germany, but it changes how the war ends. Germany surrenders earlier. Fewer civilians die. Less of Europe is destroyed, and the post-war world looks different, if only slightly. The Holocaust, tragically, has already occurred, but countless lives still hanging in the balance are spared by an earlier collapse. History does not become kind, but it becomes less catastrophic. Operation Valkyrie failed in our timeline, not because the conspirators lacked courage, but because they lacked certainty and speed. Had Hitler died on July 20th, 1944, the Third Reich would not have survived the year. The war would still end in defeat, just not in total ruin, because sometimes history turns not on armies or strategies, but in minutes on and on whether a briefcase is moved a few feet to the left.